The 95th Academy Award nominations were announced on the 24th of January 2023. The actual ceremony will be presented on the 12th of March 2023 and will honour films released in 2022. The nominations were announced by actors Riz Ahmed and Alison Williams. Now I'm going to give a rundown of all the nominations for this year's ceremony. I will also discuss the nominations I hope will win and the nominations that will most likely win. Firstly, let's discuss the Best Picture category. This year sees 9 movies nominated for Best Picture. They are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. Now, firstly, the 2 films that were snubbed in this category that would definitely look likely to be nominated, which is namely Babylon, an epic period comedy drama written and directed by Damien Chazelle, and of course Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, a 2022 American mystery film written and directed by Rian Johnson, and a sequel to Knives Out in 2019. Now, firstly, the absolute favourite in this category probably has to be The Banshees of Inisherin, which is a dark tragicomedy film directed by Martin McDonough, and it's set on the remote island off the west coast of Ireland, which stars Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson as 2 lifelong friends who find themselves at an impasse when one abruptly ends their relationship. The other film that might be a late contender for favourite now is Everything Everywhere All at Once, a 2022 American absurdist comedy drama film written and directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Chernet, who produced it with Anthony and Joe Russo. The plot centres on a Chinese-American immigrant, here played by Michelle Yeoh, who, while being audited by the IRS, discovers that she might be connected with a parallel universe. At one stage, I would have thought The Fabelmans might be a front-runner, but somehow I feel that might have dropped off the pace somewhat, albeit an excellent film. The film, of course, is a coming-of-age drama film directed by Steven Spielberg, and the film acts as a semi-autobiographical story loosely based on Spielberg's own adolescence. For me, the films, though, I'm most excited about getting nominations has to be firstly Elvis, of course telling the life and times of Elvis Presley, directed by the wonderful Baz Luhrmann. The other film that I was surprised that got a nomination, but I'm very most happy about, is Triangle of Sadness, directed by Ruben Östlund, which is a satirical black comedy which follows a celebrity couple on a luxury cruise with wealthy guests. But for me, in many ways, the best film of 2022, and the one I would love for it to get the Best Picture, but I don't think it will. But just the mere fact that as a German film it got nominated is All Quiet on the Western Front. Based on the 1929 novel of the same name by Erich Maria Remarque, this is a magnificent film that is set in the closing days of World War I and follows the life of an idealistic young German soldier named Paul Baumer. It's a magnificent film, impactful, moving, and very thought-provoking, and I would love it to win the Best Picture, although I do feel it probably will win Best Foreign Language Picture. The film, however, did become the 15th Best International Feature Film nominee to also be nominated for Best Picture. Of course, the Academy had to play the commercial game, and it nominated Top Gun Maverick and Avatar: Way of the Water, 2 of the highest-grossing films of 2022. These films, of course, get nominated to create more interest in the Academy Awards. In saying that, though, they are well-made big blockbuster films, but I do feel it's more of a token nomination. Let's turn our attention now towards the Best Director category. Here we have Daniel Kwan and Daniel Chernet for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Todd Field for Tar, Martin McDonough for The Banshees of Inisherin, Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness, and Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans. I do feel one of the favourites going into this might be Steven Spielberg for his adolescent tale of The Fabelmans, which would be well deserved, but I think the outright favourite has to be Martin McDonough for The Banshees of Inisherin. I would of course love Ruben Östlund to win for Triangle of Sadness, particularly it's his first time directing an English-speaking film. But the Daniels, as they are collectively known, might take a surprise win for Everything Everywhere All at Once. In the Best Actor category, we have Austin Butler for Elvis, playing Elvis Presley, Colin Farrell, The Banshees of Inisherin, playing Patrick Suleiman, Brendan Fraser, The Whale, playing Charlie, Paul Mescal, After Sun, as Callum Peterson, and Bill Nighy in Living as Mr. Rodney Williams. The absolute shock nomination here has to be Paul Mescal. I think he's a superb actor. Who could forget his phenomenal turn in the show Normal People? So I'm very happy to see he got nominated. It really is going to come down, though, between Austin Butler, Colin Farrell, and Brendan Fraser. This is Fraser's first lead role in a major film in 12 years. The nomination also sort of acts as a comeback for one of Hollywood's former leading men, who has admitted he was left in the wilderness for a decade. Fraser, who was nominated at the Golden Globes, did not attend the ceremony after accusing former President Philip Burke of sexual assault. Fraser might be the outside contender here. I really sincerely hope Austin Butler takes it for Elvis, as I just think it was a magnificent performance that carried the film. But Colin Farrell also has to have a huge chance. This one is almost too close to call, but it'll be fascinating to see. Some major snubs in this category could have been Top Gun's Tom Cruise and Babylon star Brad Pitt. But somehow I'm not too surprised they didn't get nominations. In the Best Actress category, we have Cate Blanchett playing Lydia Tarr in Tar, Ana de Armas playing Norma Jean Mortensen or Marilyn Monroe in Blonde, Andrea Riseborough as Leslie Rowlands in To Leslie, Michelle Williams as Mitzi in The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh as Evelyn Kwan Yuang in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now the two lead contenders have to be here, Cate Blanchett and Michelle Yeoh. Yeoh became the first Malaysian woman nominated in the Best Actress category. And for me, in many ways, she has become the favourite, although I still feel Cate Blanchett is in with a good shout. The real surprise nomination, of course, had to be Andrea Riseborough as Leslie Rowlands, an alcoholic mother from Texas who tries to make ends meet after squandering her lottery winnings. Apparently, the nomination even took Riseborough by surprise. She said, "It's such an unexpected ray of light, I'm not entirely sure how this happened." Apparently, though, what had happened was a few A-listers, namely Gwyneth Paltrow, Edward Norton, Courtney Cox, Susan Sarandon, Charlize Theron, Jennifer Aniston, Kate Winslet, Mark Ruffalo, Sarah Paulson, and Amy Adams, were just a few of the actors that actually got behind To Leslie, voicing their support for the film on social media in the dying days of voting, and in some cases even hosting their own screenings. The film is incredibly small budget and has only made $27,000 at the box office, but this latest surge from the A-list actors helped it get Andrea the nomination. Another shout out here must go to Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans. I think she's absolutely superb as Mitzi, but I somehow feel that she won't win it. One major snub that surprised me was Viola Davis for her role in The Woman King and Daniel Deadwyler from the film Till. In the Best Supporting Actor category, we have Brendan Gleeson in The Banshees of Inisherin as Colm Doherty, Brian Tyree Henry as James Ockham in Causeway, Judd Hirsch as Boris Schildkraut in The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan as Dominic Kearney in The Banshees of Inisherin, and King Hu Kwan as Wayman Wang in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Ke Huy Quan definitely has to be the favourite here for playing Wayman Wang in Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I'm really hoping for some reason that Barry Keoghan somehow pulls off a surprise victory as Dominic Kearney in The Banshees of Inisherin. It's a fantastic, poignant performance from a very wonderful young actor. The surprise nomination, though, has to be Brian Tyree Henry for his role as James Ockham in the film Causeway. Here he plays a garage owner with a painful past opposite Jennifer Lawrence. The big shock snub has to be Paul Dano, who I really expected to get a nomination for his fantastic role in The Fabelmans. Ironically, it's his co-star Judd Hirsch who does make the cut. In the Best Supporting Actress category, we have Angela Bassett for Black Panther Wakanda Forever as Queen Ramonda, Hong Chau in The Whale as Liz, Kerry Condon as Siobhan Suleiman in The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis as Deirdre Boulder-Blair, and Stephanie Hsu as Joy Wang in Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm a big fan of Stephanie Hsu. She's absolutely brilliant in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. But somehow I do feel the favourite for this one would have to be Angela Bassett for a fantastic performance as Queen Ramonda in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This is the first time a person has received an acting nomination at the Oscars for a role in a Marvel Cinematic film. It also marked the first time that Asian actors were nominated in multiple acting categories. Just an interesting side note, at the age of 90, John Williams became the oldest competitive nominee in Oscar history. He also broke his own record as the most Oscar-nominated living person and the second most nominated person, only behind Walt Disney. He, of course, is nominated for his score on The Fabelmans. Finally, let's go through the Best Original Song for the year. Firstly, it's Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, music and lyrics by Diane Warren. Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, music and lyrics by Lady Gaga and Blood Pop. Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, music and lyrics by Rihanna, Ryan Coogler, Ludwig Göransson. Naitu Naitu from RR, music by M.M. Karavani, and This Is Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once, music by Ryan Lott, David Byrne, and Mitski. Based on the Golden Globes, you'd have to say Naitu Naitu from RRR might be able to take this one. I do, though, feel the favourite might have to be Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, as a nostalgic, sad song, looking back, of course, on the wonderful life of Chadwick Boseman. And the film I really hope takes home the Best Animated Feature Film of the year has to be Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. All in all, it looks to be a very interesting 2023 ceremony, and with 15 first-time Oscar nominees across the 4 acting categories, it marks the most amount of first-time nominees in Oscar history. Everything Everywhere All at Once leads the nominations with 11, All Quiet on the Western Front and The Banshees of Inisherin go with 9, Elvis has 8 nominations, The Fabelmans 7, Tar, Top Gun Maverick with 6, Black Panther Wakanda Forever with 5. There are some fantastic films here and phenomenal performances, and if you haven't seen some of these phenomenal films, do yourself a favor and give them a watch before the ceremony on March 12th, 2023.